The state government says it will consider a ban on mobile phones in public schools. It follows a Victorian decision to implement a blanket ban on phones in schools from next year. Currently in WA, it's up to individual schools to decide what they want to do, but the Premier says his government will now consider a blanket ban.
Schools are no place for mobile phones, according to the Victorian government. Yesterday, announcing that from the start of next year, all students in public schools will have to switch off their phones and put them in lockers. Students won't be allowed to touch them again until the final bell. The ban is designed to tackle the growing levels of cyberbullying and distracted students. It follows a similar ban on mobile phone use in New South Wales primary schools, which came into effect this year. Premier Mark McGowan says he won't rule out the idea of a blanket ban here.
Currently, we let schools make their own decisions about whether or not the phone is allowed in the classroom. But we'll look at whether or not a blanket ban is wanted by schools, wanted by parents, wanted by the community.
Lisa Rogers, Director General of the Department of Education, told GWN7News the safe use of phones in schools had been a priority of the department for some time, and decisions about managing mobile phones in schools were made locally, and the department supported principals with policies and advice. We asked some Bunbury locals what they thought.
I think they should limit the amount of time we use it at school, but maybe during recesses and lunches we could use them for personal use.
Yeah, look, I never had one when I was at school, so I don't see the big issue. It does come in handy for the kids these days, but if they have somewhere safe to put it, perhaps when they get to school and collect it after, I think no problems at all.
Depends. In my opinion, phones should only be allowed during lunch or after school, but not in class.
I personally think I personally think everyone spends way too much time on their phones. But at school, you're there to learn, not to play on your phone. That's why we give schools that capacity to deal with this issue.
Elliot Chipper, GWN 7 News.